So Hostarmada WordPress hosting. What is it? What's it all about? What are some of the perks, features, and benefits of using this? That's what this video is going to be all about. First and foremost, Hostarmada is simply fast, reliable, and stable hosting for your WordPress website. This is a platform that I've also used and currently use, and I really like they do have a lot of great perks, especially if you're a beginner. Their customer support is going to be great, similar to a lot of other similar web hosting, and they actually have really good pricing plans. As you can see on the screen in front of you, it seems like they always have some type of special. At the time of creating this, it says winter special, cloud web hosting sale starting at $2.99 per month. With that, you get free SSL, free domain, free transfer, and free optimization. Plus, you get 45 days money back. Now, the cool thing is when it comes to a free transfer, this is becoming more popular when it comes to specific website hosting websites in general, because it's kind of like changing your internet service. Just think about how much of a pain it is to do that. Not only do you have to make multiple calls, talk to people, cancel it, get out of contracts, and so on and so forth. It can be very challenging when you have websites. So what a lot of hosting companies are doing, like Hostarmada, is that if you're with someone else, they'll do the free transfer for you. And that's a really big perk. So imagine if you had to try and figure that out yourself. For me personally, when it comes to hosting, I don't like having to think about any of the hosting related stuff. I want my WordPress website, and once I go from there, I can just go into content creation mode. I can go in the bat cave, turn everything off, and do what needs to get done. You might be the same way, and if I have any problems, that's what chat is always for, which they do have great chat if anything goes wrong, if you have any minor questions, plus they're very quick when it comes to getting back to you. With that being said, let's take a look at the plans and the pricing. First and foremost, when it comes to hosting, they do have cloud WordPress hosting, cloud shared hosting, cloud reseller hosting, cloud VPS hosting, dedicated CPU server hosting, open source hosting, and development hosting. You might not be familiar with a lot of these as you go down. For the most part, as you move down, they're going to be a little bit bigger, powerful, a little bit more. But getting started with it, let's just click on the plans and pricing. Keep in mind, they do have a 45-day money-back guarantee. The most popular, in my opinion, is going to be shared in WordPress. This is most likely what you're going to want to use if you want to create a WordPress website. Okay, so I'm not going to be talking about the reseller, virtual, or dedicated CPU, although I can do that in a different video if needed. First and foremost, they're going to have 3 pricing plans. And if you look at it, once again, there it is. Hello there. I noticed you're reviewing our services. Feel free to share with us more about the project you are looking to host. So if you have any questions right there, that's a good example of their chat and when it comes to helping you out. Let's get started though. They have Start Doc, Web Warp, and Speed Reaper. Nice name. You have the ability to pay in different I guess you could say chunks. So there's the triannually, which is going to be paying every 3 years for 36 months. Biannually, which is going to be every 2 years, 24 months. Annually is once a year. And of course, monthly. I would recommend around annually. It's going to be a good price. And when you think about it, when you multiply 3.59 times 12, it's like a little bit more than 36. It's going to come out to around like $40 off the top of my head. Not bad at all. So let's take a look at the Start Doc plan. Usually this is where you want to get started if you're just brand new or you have just one website you want to use, okay? As it says right here, the best plan to start your brand new web hosting journey. So you get one website, 15 gigabytes of storage, 2 core CPU, 2 gigabytes of RAM. Now the cool thing is you do get a free domain. So keep in mind, that's going to save you about, $10 or so, depending on where you go to shop for domains. Sometimes registrars have sale if it's the first time buying from someone like GoDaddy or Inos or someone else. It might be like $1 for your first domain. So might be not the biggest thing in the world, but I kind of like that. If you get started with them, you get a free domain. You get free SSL, which is very important. This is pretty much the thing you're going to see on top near the URL where there's like a security bar there. It makes the person visiting know and everyone else that whatever information gets entered on the website, whether it be like login information, passwords, or maybe if you're making any purchases, to let them know that it's going to be secure. And I feel like Google's going to have something to say about that in the future. I feel like this is something that's going to be mandatory. And the good thing is that a lot of hosting providers are actually using this. In fact, I've seen some hosting providers that actually make you pay just to use this, or websites that make you pay just to get one of those. Don't ever go with that. Go with the free SSL. It comes with a lot of hosting. So I hope that saves you some money. Don't ever go and buy that separately. It's going to be with most of the good hosting providers, okay? 7 daily backups, which is great because, stuff happens. I've talked about previously where I once put in a new theme and I really wanted to customize it, make it different so I can have specific pages look great and so on and so forth. And it just kind of like ruined my website. And because of that, since I had a backup, you can go back and say like, hey, could I get a backup to yesterday? And yeah, you might have lost like a blog post if you wrote one, but it kind of reverses all the damage that might have been done, which can save you just so much time, especially if you ever hit the wrong button, so to speak. You're probably not going to, but just in case it happens, knowing that there's daily backups helps you sleep better at night. And that's something that I really like. Let's take a look at their default hosting features. So free website transfer. I talked about that before. If you have a website with someone else and you want to bring it over to them, that's possible. Unlimited FTP accounts. That's pretty much where you can do a lot of the cool stuff on the back end. Unlimited databases, unlimited email accounts. That's really cool. Aside from having email accounts, you can actually do forwards, which is something I really like. Because when you think about an email account is something you're going to have to log into once you log into Hostarmada. I personally like checking my email from, say, Gmail, right? So what happens is when you create your email account, it'll be like your name at yourwebsite.com. You can create a forwarder. So what you do is anytime mail gets sent to that specific email, you can forward it to your Gmail account or your Yahoo account or your AOL account or wherever you like checking your mail. It's just going to make your life so much easier so you don't have to log into all these other email accounts. It's a very small feature, but it's something I use a ton. It saves me a ton of time, and I think it will be for you as well. Unlimited subdomains, that's pretty much if it's yourwebsite.com, you could have subdomain.yourwebsite.com or bonus.yourwebsite.com. It's just another way of adding a little extra to it. Multiple PHP versions. Also prepare for launch features. You got 24/7 human support. I talked about that. Even with their chat right now, I know it looked automated, but once you actually get going, you will talk to someone. I did have a question, like the first time I ever used Hostarmada, since it's slightly different from, other hosting companies. Obviously, everyone does their own thing their own way. I asked a question. They were very quick to get back to me. They were very helpful. I've never had any problems with Hostarmada. That's another big thumbs up, which is really good. Free drag and drop site builder. However, if you're going to be using WordPress, that's probably all you need to focus on. Free app install and upgrade. There it is. One-click WordPress install. Okay. It's like, do you want to set up WordPress? You click on the button and eventually they're just going to ask for your username or email and password so that you can log into it. And it's very easy to do. Then free loading speed optimization, which is always good. Now we get to the cool stuff because, yes, malware can happen. There are people who are not very nice when it comes to sending malicious traffic your way or whatever it's going to be. So when you have the malware scan, they'll scan all your websites for free. Not bad. So if something is wrong, they'll be able to let you know. That is going to happen. I'm not saying it is going to happen. It does happen. Okay. There's so many websites. There's a lot of bad people out there. So if you feel like something is wrong, they can obviously scan it for you, which is going to be a big step when it comes to malware removal. We also remove for free any malware found on your websites. Keep in mind that sometimes if that does happen, if you have to reach out to somewhere else, that could cost you $100, $200, $250, depending on the website and the service. But that is good to know that they do that for you. WAF and IP firewall. All your websites will be protected by common and newly discovered exploits thanks to our AI-based web application firewall. So it kind of keeps you up to date with more protection. So pretty good in my opinion when it comes to just a basic plan, right? It's the start doc. You get one website. However, if you feel like you need to upgrade, you can always start with one website. And if you need more with your hosting account, you can just upgrade. Or if you're coming into Hostarmada and you have a lot of websites or two or more, Web Warp is probably going to be where you want to be because you need more room for websites, right? With this, the difference is that you now get unlimited websites, okay? Keep in mind, you probably won't be able to use unlimited websites simply because there's going to be storage that's capped off. You got 30 gigabytes for your storage, 4-core CPU, and 4 gigabytes of RAM. So keep that in mind. Aside from that, a lot of things are going to be pretty much similar, but now you get 14 daily backups, okay, doubles the amount. Default hosting features, which we talked about, prepare for launch features, and we have warp features, which is going to be different. You get 2 times CPU and RAM, unlimited add-on domains, one-click restore manager, and free private DNS, okay? Last but not least, we have the Speed Reaper. Okay, if you're looking for speed, it says the best plan to improve the loading speed of your website. In fact, what I've noticed is aside from having good hosting, there is a plugin. I'll do a review about it eventually that I have noticed allows me to have my websites load in under 1 second, literally. And it's been one of the best plugins. So combining good hosting with like any type of speed increase, I found, is the best way to get fast speeds on your website. So hosting plus plugin, I don't want to talk too much about that. I will do a separate video about that. If you're interested in that, just leave a comment down below so I don't forget, because a lot of times I do. I just on to the next video and I forgot about the video I was going to create. Anyway, I'm rambling. So this one is also unlimited websites, but now as you can see, you get 40 gigabytes, you get 6 cores CPU, and 6 gigabytes of RAM. Still get your free domain, free SSL. Now your backups are 21. Okay, so if something really goes wrong, you can really get the most out of that. You still get default hosting features, prepare for launch features, malware scan, malware removal, WF and IP firewall, warp features. But now you get Speed Reaper features. 3 times more CPU and RAM, 3 times less clients per server. Okay, Lightspeed web server, and of course the I'm not even sure what that is. Okay, so I'll leave that to them. And last but not least, you got dynamic catching. That's pretty much going to help with speed as well. So you got a lot going on. As you can see, it's going to be comparing this. You can always chat with them if you need more help or information. Talks about the estimated visitors per month. This is pretty good. Even with a website, in 1 year, if you can get to 30,000 visitors, you're probably doing very well. Even if you needed to increase, you can obviously just go to the next plan up. And the cool thing about them, I've noticed, is that they're usually what happens with a lot of the web hosting websites is that you'll start off around, $350 a month. It averages out, but usually on the next year, it'll be a little bit more, like the renewal fee, right? So it's not going to be the same exact price as getting started. I've noticed that the renewal fee isn't too bad. It is going to be a little bit more, but it's not like you get a bill and you're like, holy crap, it's like 5 times the price. So overall, what I like also about Hostarmada, aside from their ease of use, their one-click WordPress use, which I really like because I use WordPress for all my websites, for most of them, that is. Their customer support is they're very price friendly, and it's very rare to find a web hosting plan that is not only easy to use, priced right, and great customer support. And I feel Hostarmada is kind of like I feel like it's the company that's like slowly coming out of the shadows. It's getting bigger and bigger because more people are starting to find out about it. And it's doing very well overall, especially with customer support. People are happy with, what's going on. And of course, the ease of use and everything else I talked about. So let me go back to the main website here. Like I said, there is their special. I think it talks about a few more perks. Lightning speed, I have had no problems when it comes to speed. Everything has been fine. The reliable security, the technical support is definitely always there. I think we talked about that. Let's see, service launch pads available in our data centers. So, if you're in the US, there's obviously multiple sections that you can get your database from. And that's kind of wrapping everything up. That's like a lot of the main features and perks. We talked about pricing. There's domains, the registration, domain extensions, about us. You can contact them there. They do have blog, technology, speed. If there's anything else you want to learn about, I'll put a link down below if I remember that as well. But wrapping everything up, speed, security, stability. I certainly agree with that. They don't have, I'd say there's some websites that have the absolute best support in the world. They're close to it, okay? I'm not saying they're bad. I've been talking about how great their support is. I really like them, and I feel like that should probably be one of the biggest benefits when it comes to web hosting, because if you're anything like me, you most likely just want to create your website. You want to launch WordPress. You want to do it as quickly and easily as possible. And with that, you want to get good site speed. You want things to flow nicely, okay? You don't want to spend too much brain power or even thinking about a lot of the stuff that happens in the background. That's what hosting is for. Heck, I've been creating websites and doing marketing for like over a decade, and I still don't like focusing on a lot of this stuff. That's why I like these specific web hosting services, is because they do a lot of that heavy lifting for you. They make it easy as possible for you. You say you want WordPress? Great. What's your domain? Sign up, create a username and password for your WordPress. Click on the, one-click creation, give it a minute, it's done. And now we just want to make sure we have our SSL, attach it to Cloudflare for some speed and protection, and we're going to be good to go. Once that's done, I can just lock away everything, focus on only what I need to do. Just crank out some blog posts, create some content, enjoy doing what I do, which is creating a WordPress, creating content, YouTube videos, whatever it's going to be. But that's kind of like my last little spiel when it comes to Hostarmada. All in all, it goes together nicely. If you're brand new to creating websites, I think this is really going to be a good option for you. If you're a veteran like me, this is still going to be a good option, whether you want to just have one website or you want to use the middle package. I forgot which one it was called. but that one's going to be for unlimited websites. That'll be good for you. And if you're looking to transfer, you also have that advantage because it's going to be free. So if you have a different solution, say like Bluehost or wherever else it's going to be, you can actually transfer over, and that'll save you plenty of time, effort, money too, and even headaches, because that stuff I don't even want to think about. I just want it done. Like I said, I want to get to my website. I want to do my thing and go from there. So that's about it. Thank you so much. I hope this explains what Hostarmada is all about. Fast and reliable hosting for WordPress websites with great deals. They have great customer support, and there's a lot to like about them. I feel like they need a little bit more attention because they deserve it, and it's cool to see a company kind of grow and expand like that, especially when you know that they're very well deserving of it. Thank you so much for watching. Comments, leave them down below. If I remember, I'll put a link down below where you should be able to get a special, and that's about it. I'll talk to you soon, and feel free to subscribe if you want more videos from me.